Okay, hello. I just in the shade a little bit. I'm trying to find a good spot because it's super sunny here. All right. Hello, ladies. Okay, I did a post in my Facebook community, Women Creating Healthy Lives. If you're a woman over 40 and you want to come by, that's what we talk about, is living your life as a woman over 40 when you're going through changes, and also having, all the other things in our lives we need to deal with, and noticing what's going on in your body and feeling like out of control because everything's so different. But my video today, okay, what I wanted to talk about was, there's construction out here. I did a post in my Facebook group, Women Creating Healthy Lives, I asked who does all the cooking at home. Like, do you do all the cooking at home, like for your whole family and spouse, whatever, all the time? And of course, the overwhelming response was yes. And it's so funny, right? Like, I was raised by a mother who did everything. Always, like all the household chores. And then when she even began to work full time, she still took on everything. And I'm noticing, of course, that's what happens now. God, this is just the hardest. And that's what happens now when I'm working with women, I see that the frustration and the overwhelm and the stress, especially when you're going through midlife, because you start to deal with the changes that are going on in your body. So you can't really handle stress as well. And the emotions are going all over the place, and you're feeling terrible and tired and exhausted, and you may not be sleeping. And so then you also still have all these obligations that you've already been doing, right, for years. Because we're women and we're expected to, which is, I have to say, one of my biggest pet peeves, the expectation that that's our job. And it's just really crazy, because it's so crazy to hear the frustration about having to do it all and how it's so hard, but yet feel like, well, of course I have to. Like, I have no choice. And for the triggers that come up, right, when you say, well, why can't someone else do it? It's like, oh, no, that's impossible. I would not be a woman if I didn't agree to do everything. I have to do it all. Like, that's our thought. That's what we are thinking. That's what we are feeling. It's like, well, what do you mean? I can't just stop doing those things, or I can't just think about myself, or I can't just really make what only I want to eat for dinner because there's other people. Now, I'm not talking about people who have young kids. Oh my God, okay, I'm not talking about that. Because of course you have that responsibility to feed your young kids, right? I'm talking about when the kids are grown and when they're old enough to make their own food, and when you're working also, and your spouse is working, and yet you're still the one doing everything inside the home, right? Like making sure there's enough dinner, doing all the grocery shopping, usually taking care of the entertaining, of, picking up the gifts for family functions, doing the food for family functions, like all of that, right? And I watched my mom do that, and I watched my mom, also go through the frustration and anger and feeling helpless about it, and feeling that it's a must and it's a should, and if we don't do it perfectly, we're not good enough at all of these things. And I guess that's why I rebelled against it so much. I'm so conflicted inside because I rebel against it, but yet I feel guilty and I feel ashamed for not being one of those women who do all those things, right? And so it's the conflicting energy that's within me, and I'm sure it's got to be in other women too. I'm sure there's got to be other women who are like, I don't really want to take on all of this, but I feel I need to, and I don't even want to say I don't want to do it, because if I say I don't want to do it, then people are going to judge me, right? And that's how I was for years. I was for years like that. That, oh my God, I could never admit that. And so what I did was I would joke about it. I would say, oh, I'm just one of those bitchy women who don't agree to do that. Or I know people call me a bitch because I will not do all that, right? So I thought of myself as a bad woman, because I wasn't the norm. And I kept saying, I'm out of the norm, I'm out of the ordinary. No one would really want to be with me or marry me because I refused to do those things, right? So it was really weird that I looked at myself all the years until it was about, maybe my later 40s, when I finally said, oh my God, why do I think I'm so horrible? And I actually love to cook. You guys know that. So it's weird, but when I'm expected or feel I have to do something, when someone says, well, that's just your job, you need to do that, you are the woman, so you do the cooking, you do the, right? Like, well, then you know I'm not going to do it. Like, I will rebel, right? And but it is crazy that still now today, right, in 2017, I still notice that women basically do all of that. And even though they are working full time. And that's the crazy thing. I think that's what bothers me. I mean, I don't work full time because that's just my choice. But I also, then I don't make all the money, right? That's just the way it is. I choose and have chosen to live my life because I've chosen to say, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm just not anymore. But I also have no young kids, right? But I want you to know that you do have options, and I want you to. I wish women would stop feeling bad for being one of those women who say, "No, I'm actually not going to do that," and standing strong and being proud of it. Not proud and not, but actually just saying, "Well, that's the way I am." You know, like I choose to live a certain way, to choose to focus on other things in my life. So maybe I don't get the housework done perfect. Maybe I don't cook all perfect meals. Maybe I don't cook for everybody all the time. Maybe some nights I just have eggs for supper, right? Like whatever. We need to take the pressure off because there's too much pressure. There's too much stress. There's too much frustration. And it's killing us, for God's sakes, right? It's making us sick. It's making us tired. It's making us shameful. It's making us feel bad about ourselves. It's making us gain weight, you know, all these things that we're thinking we're not good enough. We're not doing this good enough. And the stress just continues, and it's just such a loop. And the problem is that if you have kids at home or children at home, especially daughters, if you're doing that and showing that, they're feeling it. They're picking up on it. And then the cycle's just going to continue. The cycle's just going to continue, right? And that's what I fear. And that's what I hope so. If someone made a comment, I'm sorry, I'll read it after. It's too sunny here. I can't see it. But I really just wanted to get on here and wonder if there's any women who feel the same way I do, who are like, have been that way, right? Where they're like, oh my God, why should I have to be all that? I'm not the type of woman who feels my house needs to be perfect, and I don't want to feel like I'm expected to be like that, and I don't want to be the person who loves entertaining and having big groups over and making these fancy meals. I don't want to do that. That's not me, right? But yet we then feel shameful that it's not us, and oh my God, maybe we're a bad mother, maybe we're a bad wife, we're a bad spouse, we're a bad daughter-in-law, whatever, right? That I felt for years. God, shame ourselves so much. Anyways, that's my rant for this morning. If you have any comments, if you can relate to this at all, or if you love doing that, which if you do, I say, good for you, fantastic. We all need to do more of what we love. And you got to live your truth, right? It's just about living your truth. All right, that's my thing for today. Enjoy your day. Take care. Bye-bye.